Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, how are you there? I hope you all are in the good conditions. Amin. Okay, today I will present my midterm assignment of quantitative research course. It's about correlational research. But before speaking a lot, let me introduce myself first. My name is Deni Andriani. You can call me Deni. I'm a student of English Education Department in IAIN Surakarta, and now I'm in 5th semester. Okay, now we can continue to present my assignment. Let's begin. Okay, the first is about the topic. The topic that I chose in this research is a study on the correlation between student self-esteem and speaking ability at the 11th grade students of Vocational High School 1 Karanganyar in academic year 2019-2020. Okay, the second is variables. The variable X is student self-esteem and the variable Y is speaking skill. And the third is previous study. Here I choose the previous study, and the first is the study conducted by Rahmawati 2016 in her research entitled The Correlation Between Self-Esteem to the Student's Speaking Achievement at the Second Class of SMP Muhammadiyah 1 Medan academic years 2009-2010. As the result, she concluded that there was a correlation between self-esteem to the student's speaking achievement. And then the second previous study conducted by Gustaman 2015 in her research The Correlation Between Student Self-Esteem and Their English Speaking Competencies, a study of 11th grade students at a public senior high school in Cimahi. As the result, she concluded that there is a positive correlation between student self-esteem and their English-speaking competencies at the moderate level. The fourth is the gaps. The gaps between the previous studies and this research are: the first one is subject of the study. The subject of the first previous study is the second class of SMP Muhammadiyah 1 Medan academic year 2009-2010, and then the subject of the second previous studies is 11th grade students at a public senior high school in Cimahi, and this research is 11th grade students of Vocational High School 1 Karanganyar in academic year 2019-2020. And then the second gaps is the variable. The variable of the first previous study are student self-esteem as independent variable and speaking achievement as dependent variable. And then the variable of the second previous study are students' self-esteem as independent variable and English speaking competencies as dependent variable. And the variable of this research are students' self-esteem as independent variable and speaking ability as dependent variable. And the fifth is research problem. The research problem of this research is there any significant correlation between student self-esteem and speaking ability at the 11th grade students of Vocational High School 1 Karanganyar in academic year 2019-2020? And then the hypothesis. The first is alternative hypothesis. There is significant correlation between student self-esteem and speaking ability at the 11th grade students of Vocational High School 1 Karanganyar in academic year 2019-2020. And then the second hypothesis is null hypothesis. There is no significant correlation between student self-esteem and speaking ability at the 11th grade students of Vocational High School 1 Karanganyar in academic year 2019-2020. Okay, and the last is direction. The first direction is positive correlation. This is the table. The first name is alpha. The score of self-esteem of alpha is 9, and then the score of speaking ability of alpha is 9. The second is Indah. The score of self-esteem is 9, and then the score of speaking ability is 9. The third is Cinta. The score of self-esteem is 7, and then the score of speaking ability is 6. The fourth is Fitrah. The score of self-esteem is 5, and the score of the speaking ability is 4. And the last is Clara. The score of self-esteem is 2, and then the score of speaking ability is 3. And this is the positive correlation, the diagram of the positive correlation. You can see in this screen. And then the second is negative correlation. This is the table and this is the diagram. Okay, I will read the table first. The first is alpha. The score of self-esteem is 8, and then the score of speaking ability is 2. And then the second is Indah. The score of self-esteem is 7. The score of the speaking ability is 2. And then the third is Cinta. The score of self-esteem is 8, and then the score of speaking ability is 3. The fourth is Fitrah. The score of self-esteem is 8. The score of speaking ability is 5. And the last is Clara. The score of self-esteem is 6, and the score of speaking ability is 4. And this is the diagram of this negative correlation. You can see in this screen. Okay, I think enough for me. I hope it can useful for you. Thank you very much for your nice attention and see you. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.